Did you know that you have two minds? No, I'm not saying that you're crazy, that you're nutty. Everyone has two minds. We have this mind, which is the mind of the flesh, but you also have a mind in your spirit. And if you are born again, then that is called the mind of Christ. And God was teaching me one time in 1999 about judgment. And in teaching me about judgment, he began to elaborate on the mind of the spirit and the mind of the flesh, which is the flesh is this mind. The mind of the spirit is the mind of Christ that is in your spirit. And so this is what God taught me about judgment, relating to that. He said, and this was in 1999, as I said, he said, judgments made with the human mind are always based on misconceptions and skewed perceptions. They are the result of past programming, of past training, of past experiences, and they are aided by negative thinking and negative spirits. But he said, judgments made with the mind of the Spirit, which is the mind of Christ, are always based on truth. They're based on understanding and forgiveness and mercy. They are based on the gifts of wisdom and knowledge and the fruits of mercy, long-suffering, goodness, kindness, and love. And God said to judge with the human mind is to agree with the negative aspects of another person's being, his outward man, which is unrefined, still unredeemed, and unrestored to a perfect state. And God said to judge with the mind of the Spirit, which is the mind of Christ, is to agree with the positive aspects of a person, of his being, of his inner man, who is redeemed, restored, refined, and righteous. And God said, when you judge with the negativity of your unredeemed mind, you will judge the outer person's negative aspects of his unrefined being, his unrenewed mind, and you will reinforce those. But he said, when you judge with your positive, renewed spirit, which is the mind of Christ, you will reinforce the positive aspects of a person's renewed spirit, and you will reinforce those positive aspects. But he said, when you see negative aspects of a person, refuse to agree with those negative aspects, thus robbing them of their prolonged life. Only agree with and reinforce the positive aspects of a person, thus ensuring their prolonged life. He said, agree with the bad aspects of a person and you breathe life into those bad aspects, multiplying its power in the person's life. But if you agree with the good, and then you breathe life into the good aspect of a person, multiplying the power of good in that person. And he reminded me of John 8, verse 13 and 14, where Jesus said, even if I testify on my behalf, my testimony is always true and reliable and valid. He said, you judge after the flesh by what you see, and you condemn by outward standards. But Jesus said, I do not set myself up to judge or condemn or sentence anyone. I hope you heard those words, and I hope you'll listen to this one again, because it is a treasure. teaching you that you have the power to amplify and give life to the good in a person, and you also have the power to amplify the bad aspects of a person's personality. Be about like Jesus. Don't judge according to the flesh.